What's up, Treehouse Tribe? Got you guys a sick-ass deck list this time. My boy, Kenny, went to the regional, got third place, beating everybody, except, I don't know what one, it doesn't even matter, because we got a Grandis topping, which is kind of news on its own, but it's your boy, and I got the deck list for you, so take it away, Kenny.
All right, so I think to start off, first and foremost, most importantly, 4 babies, 4 Yokos. The reason why, because I literally lost the store championship because I ran a 5th baby. I ran a Gummymon, and I swung into security. It was at the time Alphamon wasn't hit yet, so I swung for 16k because I didn't have the bonus from the Yokomon, and I ran into an Alpha and just killed my whole stack. Otherwise, it would have got me. So only 4 babies. Moving on to the rookies, I ran 4 of the Kakuas from BT10. The Inheritable came in handy when just going straight up into it, especially with the 4 Kakua X's. I mean, you absolutely need these. A good amount of the time, you're not going over the Kakua in raising, or you're going over the Kakua in raising, but you're not getting the search feature off of it. But it helps you to maintain that when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon, gain that memory. And gaining a memory in green is so useful. Other rookies were 2 Terriers. That was key for a Bloom Lord matchup, as well as Melga memory choking them, because there were some of them that were just not even using memory tamers. And also 2 Pomus. That came in handy against a Crossheart matchup that I had. All right, so any questions on the rookies?
Yeah, so you're not even playing that old Kukuamon that gives you the +1 security.
I love that card so much. I love that card so much. But the thing is that Yellow Hybrid died, so there really wasn't much like recovery.
Okay.
So with the amount of security checks that you get, and especially stacking this, I could have just, got my whole perfect line and got 4 security checks off of 1. So Grandis can practically swing for 8. So that Kakua just doesn't work. I love that card, but and it's also expensive too.
Yeah, the Digivolve for 1 gets
you got
a lot.
Digivolve for 1, and it's like you can't do I would start off a stack where I would have Kakua and Kakua X on top of that, and then go on top of that with a 1 cost. I'll get into my champion shortly.
And you said the Pamumon came up a lot, or no?
Pamumon did come up because in a Bloom Lord matchup, I played Pomu, and it stopped him from using any of the effects from Digivolving into Sunflowmon, the Agitarmon. He couldn't swarm
his game.
He couldn't swarm his board at all, so that choked him just off of the 1 Pomu especially. He got around it by using his EX3 Pomu to suspend this and be able to pop off on his effects. But he had to sacrifice suspending one of his guys in order to suspend this and not getting his proper effect.
Yeah, and making your opponent's turn awkward is always advantageous.
Exactly. And then Terriers, memory.
Speaks for itself.
There's so many memory gain, Bloom Lord, Melga.
Everybody's cheating memory.
Everyone's got, so you have to have something on memory.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the rookies. Champions, obviously 4 Weedmon.
I find this card so funny because to me in my head I'm like,
it's just so random.
Bloom Lord runs it and they don't even run Digiburst. They literally run it because it's just
they run it because of the 3K. But yeah, I run it because of the Inheritable.
Oh, okay. And the Turbo's good, right? Digivolve for 1.
Yes, Digivolve for 1. Like I said, I had that stack of Kakua, then Kakua X, and then going on top of that for 1 with the Weedmon, I've already got a stack of 4 cards right there. Yep. Imagine if I was able to go Grandis right there. I automatically have 2 security checks just off of those 4 cards alone.
Right.
So it helps to kind of fill that. Also, that 1 memory, it comes absolutely. It gives you your Grandis. It's absolutely necessary. If you're memory choking me at 1, and I have a Kua on top of that, it's game over because I'm able to get my memory. Yep. If they don't have a memory stopper in play, and I just have my line, it's just done. So Weedmon's Weedmon's fantastic. Another one cost Digivolution. I only played 3 Kabuteris.
Oh, okay.
The blocker came in handy, but also the one cost Evo. And third was a Kakua search because he's an insectoid and he can, be searched by him.
Out.
So that came in handy. I only ran 3 because of the ratios. I was running 4 Weedmon, 3 of him, so I was at 7. So I'm like, I don't want to run a full 12 because I ran 2 Stingmon and then 2 Metal Kabuteris.
Interesting. Okay.
The Stingmon, that inheritable, came in clutch more times than you would think.
Really?
Especially if
you don't find yourself digibursting it a lot, or?
There was like 2 times where I actually did.
Okay.
But if I was digibursting, I had my line.
Yeah.
And with the Stingmon, because I had him in the line, I just had a natural line with just a Stingmon where I didn't even digiburst. I just had natural effects where I had the Kakua, then I had the Sting, then I have the Akua on top of that, which gave me just a natural line. I just went straight into Grandis after that. And then Metal Kabuteri actually swung for game for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 times because I didn't have another body on board. I'm like, I can't, not do anything like pass a turn. Like I could win here. I swung with Grandis, got the memory off of this, and I had the Tamer and Raising, and because of this card, I was able to digivolve on top. Hybrid for game.
Wow.
So it gave me the necessary amount of memory to do more combos.
And do you find yourself digivolving on top of champions a lot with
always,
this guy? Always? Okay.
Always. I never went on top of rookies. Not even in like a situation where I was desperate for a champion, because I was running 11 champions in total because I was running the 3 Kabuteris and the 4 Weeds.
Right.
It was a good ratio. I mean, people run anywhere typically between 10 to 12. That 11 ratio is like, I had plenty of champions. This was not enough. Originally, my line was 4 of these guys, 4 of these guys, and then 4 of these guys.
Oh, okay. So you're playing.
But I sacrificed a champion just so I can fit more. You'll see in a bit.
All right, we'll see.
I wanted these Stingmons in, and it just ended up paying off.
There's another card people run is have you seen it, the Snidemon from the Imperial starter deck? Do you have any opinions on that card, or why you weren't running it? I
like it. I didn't want to be too dependent on my security.
For those who don't know, this is the card that was in the starter deck for Imperial.
It's a security. It suspends a Digimon as a security effect.
On play effect.
And then it plays afterwards. But I don't like it being played straight up.
Oh, okay.
Because, I mean, it's kind of useless to me in that setup because I rely on the line.
Oh, okay.
And that's a cool effect, play and everything, but one thing that was like kind of tough with it was the Digivolution cost.
Oh, because it digivolves for 2.
And then what I loved about Metal Kabuteri is that if I wanted the Stingmon, I'm like, well, I can't really stack on top of this. This gives me more fodder for security checks with Grand. So
that makes sense. And some more draw filtering, right? Digivolving on top of things is always
and I also get the effect. Sometimes there was one time I was searching. I was at about 3 memory. I had the Stingmon in play. I went Metal Kabuteri, got that for 1. And then I was like, I still don't have the card I need. Going to another Metal Kabuteri. I'm at 1. I got the card I need. But now his effect pops off where he now has a hybrid in traits. I can suspend the guy. Suspend that guy. I'm like, okay.
Gain your 1 memory. Nice.
I can go over that and now gain the memory off of deleting. I don't get piercing, but I still get to clear. I have some control over that. So that came in a lot more times than I thought it would.
Oh, I bet.
Now for the
level
ultimates.
5s,
the level 5s. Level 5s are standard.
4 and 4.
4 and 4. If you're running anything else,
you're just wrong. I see some people run the other. What's your opinion on that?
I think that's the one delete and gain a memory too, isn't it?
I think so. I think it digivolves for 2 though.
Digivolves for 2. Usually, the thing is that with this one, you go on top, and you always kind of go on top and raising. The only time you go on top is if you have enough memory here, and then you can go into a coup on top of that which causes the memory gain filter,
Yeah.
set up there. But this will give you enough to pass turn or activate the global effect of like green ice wall, let's call it, because
Green, yeah, for sure.
it's green ice wall. You suspend, you lose a memory, and Bloom Lord relied on suspending things. So anytime they suspend, try to pop off their combo. If I had this and Terriermon in play,
they couldn't play.
My only loss was to a Bloom Lord.
Oh, okay.
And it was a Hydramon. Shout out to Corey. He gave me the hands, man. He 2-0'd me with that Hydramon combo.
Oh, okay.
Because Hydramon just kept bottom decking my stuff, and it was just such a great combo.
So you feel like you see your level 5s enough with just the 8, because I think people run the other one just to have 9. They don't really care.
No.
Like it's just a Kuwagamon, and that's all they care about.
I don't need this card.
Oh, okay. It's this card we're hoping
card that helps me more in terms of going into it. Just because if I have 3 memory and I'm already into my Akua, I can go into Grandis.
Yeah.
Because I go into Grand for 2 because his effect being able to reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. Nobody's running Sayakumon. Nobody's running the Cutemon.
Right, Cutemon.
So I don't have to worry about me not being able to. There's people running the Psychmon, reducing play costs and playing by effects. I don't care about that stuff because nobody's running the Siako.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
This was just self-explanatory in itself. Akua and Akua
Not much
X.
to mention, yeah.
And I liked it. What was the other level 5 for the 2 cost, but I never really tried to turbo into that stack. And then the level 5s are self-explanatory.
6s.
Level 6s, yeah. Megas. I mean,
4 and 4.
4 and 4.
Yeah. Ooh, you got the nice alt-art.
Yes.
Nice.
It's super cheap. It's super pretty.
Oh, you're spoiling.
Yeah, well, gotta save the spice. But it's 4 and 4. What I liked about going into with the Kakua and the Sting, there was times where I just needed to get into a line. And say, for example, I had a Kakua, then the Sting, then the Akua promo, and then the Akua X, but I didn't find this guy at all. Right? I had like 3 Grandis in hand one time.
Okay.
But I had 3 memory, right? So I can reduce the cost, go into that for free. And on Digivolve, you suspend something,
and then you can
regardless if it has Grand or X in.
Yeah.
Suspend, I gain a memory, so it's basically I'm going into Grandis for 2. Swing over that. If I have Kakua and Sting, I gain 2 memory, so I've got all my memory back from just that Grandis play.
And then now you can try to extend for a second stack, or play Mimi, play Boost.
Play Mimi, or just play a Boost, or just get myself situated
ready for a second stack. Yeah.
So, and
while clearing the board.
While clearing the board too, and then Grand. That's an obvious. Just setting
the whole
up
deck.
for the Digiverse.
It fuels the deck. Yeah.
Yeah. All
right, that's the spice, level 7s.
Yep. I hate myself for playing this, but I mean, it was just absolutely necessary.
He's
busted.
How many games did you win because of this? Or what?
First game.
Your first game. For round 1, what was it against?
Round 1, I played Bloom Lord.
You played Bloom.
Oh. I played a Bloom Lord and I lost to a Bloom Lord.
Okay.
I had a Grandis stack, right?
Okay.
I had a Grandis stack, and I had my, it was all set. I had Grandis and I had another body on board. But my Grandis, I swung, second check. I hit Grondo Soul.
Ooh. Oh, okay. That's a big hit.
Crap, man. Like, there goes my stack. And the other guy suspended. So, what can I do? All right, well...
What was his board? Just full of...
His board was like 2 champs. And then he had 2 guys on board. Then he flooded the board. He had 5 guys. I had 2 security. I was like, I'm at 0.
Death X for how much?
I was like, how many guys you got on board?
And you put him at 5? So
I put him at 5.
Okay.
But I wiped his board.
You wiped his whole board?
I wiped his whole board. So it came in handy one time. And
that's all it takes for these tournaments.
It came in handy one time actually using it. But it also came in handy. This guy didn't build a proper Melga stack.
Okay.
He hit into it and it just
died.
Just killed him on the first check.
So what's your opinion? Because like, there's a lot of talk about this card being like, we should ban it, we should set it to 1. You're only playing 1, meaning if we limit this card to 1, it didn't change. It doesn't change. You're still winning that tournament.
When in Rome, do as the Romans. Because this card, it's broken. I didn't win.
Should we ban it?
No.
No,
not at all. Because there's ways around it.
Yeah,
there's options to remove it. I don't think this card should be touched.
Okay.
I mean, Zwart the Feet wasn't touched during the security control era, and then Maste came in, and we didn't do anything with that. And right now, it's not being used as much because the meta's shifted. The meta's going to shift where it's not going to need this card anymore, right? So
that's a fair take. That's a fair take.
It's going to shift out, and right now, it's a necessary evil at this point. Every card game's got that necessary evil where you're playing that one card just because you need to stop your opponent in any which way. So in order to successfully build my combos or maintain this, I need to have one of these guys to ensure that I can go against a swarm of things.
Right.
If I didn't run into any Jesmons, but this would have handled the Jesmon player.
Of course.
And then on top of that, that Bloom War, it was a good matchup that I just
got him with
play that. I mean, he has 5 memory, but he still has to rebuild.
Yeah, for sure. And that takes a lot for them to rebuild.
Yep.
All right, options? Or are we going to Tamers next?
Yep, we're going to options. I actually played 1 X antibody.
Only one? What do you feel? Like most people play 2 or most people don't play any?
I didn't run X antibody for the longest.
Oh, okay.
But because I
Because
I changed up my champions and I had almost natural lines, I'm like, okay, I shift X antibody in, and it came in clutch a few times.
Right, because sometimes you don't have the Grandis or the GrandisKuwagamon.
So I was able to go into the Grandis through the X antibody, through the Akua X, and it reduced the play cost, it reduced the Digivolution cost, it gained the memory off of that. So I went into it for 2. Continued my attack.
Because it's end of attack, so you get all your combos.
End of attack, so he's not suspending. He's not unsuspending until end of attack. And that's key. That's key wording in it, because Grandis here says not when attacking. Because beforehand I would go swing unsuspend. I'm not Garurumon.
Yeah.
It's end of attack, so something like this. I ran into a BL Star player.
BL Star, okay.
And if they had Trump Sword, they could not kill my Grandis. Did
that happen?
No.
Okay.
He did fly bullet me though.
Of course.
So it's key because destroy one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. Technically, at that point, he's not unsuspended. Now he is after
after the Trump Sword.
Exactly.
That's a good call. It's a good call.
But X antibody came in clutch, especially in security where
it's 1 memory and comes to hand. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you want to discount Hammer Spark? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Run into that X antibody.
I respect it. I respect it.
It
too much, or
I think 2 might be a sweet spot, but based on my other option cards, it's hard to kind of. I mean,
let's get into
4 of the salad boost.
Ooh, salad boost, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's a little weird that the plant is eating some plants. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the Cobb salad too at that.
Yeah. But okay.
These.
What do you think about these cards?
Searcher. I mean, Searcher for 1. On top of that, everything in my deck is green. Practically green, with the exception of 2 cards. And on top of that, most of my matchups didn't run any memory stoppers to stop me.
Right.
In anticipation of it. The Bloom Wards ran Terriers.
Okay.
But I ran into that maybe once. So I ran into 3 Melga. So my matchups were first was Bloom Lord. Second was a guy? No. Was a Gaiomon? I had the list.
Yeah, you have the list.
I'll pull up the list.
Maybe we cut this out. It's fine.
Yeah, okay. So it was 2-0 against Bloom Lord. Then I played a Melga. They didn't have any Madokis in play.
Okay.
BL Star. Ran into Gazi, but not really. He popped my Gazi to keep popping my guys.
Yeah.
So I didn't have the memory
to deal with it.
there.
Okay. And you 2-0'd the BL Star?
No, I 2-1 him.
2-1 Bellstar. Okay,
that
next.
was stressful. And then I 2-1 a Gaiomon. So there's no memory stopping there. And then I lost to the Bloom Lord. 2-1 against Crossheart. 2-0 against Noga.
Crossheart in round, what, 6? Really?
This was round 6 Crossheart. He was a great Crossheart player.
That's pretty cool.
He anticipated like 5 steps ahead. He's like, there's no situation where I win. So I'm just going to play this out. And yeah, you win. I was like, man, like you just kind of he practically called out my plays for sure, and he was on it.
He deserves to be up there, yeah.
Yeah, and he just played that great. He ran 3 of the King Shoutmons in his deck.
Oh, okay,
and I was
interesting.
Like, and he played that twice to rush into my security and got me down. He's like, play that.
Shout outs to that guy. What was it, after the Shaman?
Yeah, and after that was 2 Melgas back to back, and I 2-0'd both of them.
2-0 both of them for your third place after that.
Yep.
No
Modokis.
No Modokis. All right.
So
memory booster busted.
Memory
and
boost.
like you were saying, like with the Stingmons and the Kuwagamon.
I just had so much memory to work with.
It lets you give you that extension play for sure.
Exactly. If you started me at 1, and I didn't have like my Akua, I could promote my champion, pop my green memory boost, go into that for 3, go into the Akuamon for gain a memory off of that. I could swing over somebody else, gain 2 memory off of that, and then just go into play another like green memory boost.
Choke you to 1
for 3.
Yep.
And then like I have a guy on field, I'll play a blocker, and then I protect my level 5. I got a blocker in play.
Yeah.
So.
What's next?
Rondo Soul.
The card that clapped you. This is such a good card.
You know what? This card was. I ran into 3 Metal Gurus. If I didn't run this card, I would be immensely terrified of Metal Guru in security. It never popped up in those matchups, but the fact that I had it like in searches and hands, they played probably a little bit more apprehensively in attacking security because it's like, what if I run into a Grondo Soul? Because they know I can't go into them because they can pop out the promo or the X antibody.
The battle protection, yeah.
Right, so there's this way, this card ensures that I have both
an answer,
battle, and I can practically bounce it.
It's funny because a lot of people were playing Davis so they could. As I was saying, people are running Davis so they could play Megadeth.
Well, I like this card better.
Why is that? Because
Megadeth, all that card does is bounce it back to hand.
Oh, okay. So they could use it again.
They could use it again. And for Metal Group, like that, I'm just giving you back one of the key cards that you need for your stack. And with that, it's like you're swinging with, like, let's say, Promo, Garuru, Were Garuru, and like you swing on suspend. You run into this, you're not going to have a promo Were Garuru. That's going to go to the bottom, the rest are going to go to trash.
Right.
You're not going to have a promo Were Garuru because you can have something back and raising, or you can set up another stack.
Right.
And it's like you're guaranteed a level 5 at that point.
Yeah.
This one, it's like, okay,
it's gone.
I've definitely got rid of it.
Yeah.
Megadeth, I'm delaying it. And Megadeth only really happens if I have Davis in the deck.
Right.
Which I ran 2 Davis and 2 Mimi.
Okay.
I just wasn't running into Davis enough to consistently get.
So, all right, spoilers. Tamers. What are your Tamers?
I'm running the best green Tamer
cut the video.
Game.
Cut the video. Cut it.
3 Mimis.
That's not Davis. Davis is the best
green tamer.
Davis is the best green tamer in the game.
This is the best green tamer in the game. Yeah.
Okay. All
3 Mimis.
Right. I mean, you're running the metal Kabuteris, so this makes sense, right?
I'm running the full green package in this.
Grandel Soul helps you
and
too.
Then Grandel Soul and then the metal Kabuteris like hybrid for game. There were times where it's like I had 2 Mimis. I had the level 5 or level 6.
How much did this come up? The double Mimi rookie for swing?
None.
Never did it? Okay.
It never came up. But I almost never didn't have a memory setter. I didn't have my memory setter for maybe like 2 or 3 rounds out of like my entire matchups. Right. But I always had the green memory boost to compensate. Like I always ran into
4 memory boosters.
I had 2 of those on field and 2 Mimis.
Oh,
So I ran into, I got 3. I'm like, I'm going to pop this, go to 7, and just combo off, and then go from there.
And hybrid for game, right?
And then hybrid for game, and just go,
Right.
and then just go ahead and do that. But yeah, 3 of those Mimis, and it was a good enough ratio. I didn't want to run any other
You didn't see her
tamers.
too much, didn't see her too little.
Didn't see her too much, too little. She didn't like overpower my Digimon,
Mm-hmm.
and she didn't overpower my options. So I felt like if I had that 4th Mimi,
Probably would have bricked.
I probably would have bricked. Because what did I have to get rid of? A Grondo Soul or a Green Memory Boost?
And all those are
And
like
Green Memory Boost is just
key cards.
This is just Green Davis.
Yeah,
It
that's
searches
true.
and
It's
give
Green
you memory.
Davis. Yep.
It's a green one-time Davis, but still.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
That's
Dude, I'm so happy for you. You got your Nats invite.
Thanks, man.
You've always been a great player in my eyes. Only 4 babies. I love it.
Oh man, I just that scarred me. Ever since then. I
Everyone
took
at the
out
shop
that
is
Digimon.
super proud of you. And
Yeah, shout out to House Rules Gaming. I learned how to play here. Shout out to my boy Shane, double whammy, and shout out to you.
all right. Thanks, man. Have a good one. See you guys next time.